Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Toys Equals Midlife Crisis Squared. And wow, what a midlife crisis we're staring at, aren't we? Yes, it's something absolutely hilarious that I'm going to point out here on this particular review is that, yes, this is not G.I. Joe, this is not Action Force. This is, I'm never going to pronounce this properly, I'm sure, but Zesray? X-rays? I'm not really sure that the company is right there. So here's the thing I find absolutely hilarious about this. Warning! Not for children under 3 years old, but you must be 15 plus to purchase it. Yeah, you probably do. But I just find that amusing. I mean, if you're already limiting access to 15 plus, then you don't need to warn them that they might choke on it. You definitely don't want to have your children playing around with this. So anyway, this is the Combatants Fight for Glory series. And this is the Vlattia canine, and Tadala Vespid. And I saw these, somebody had reviewed these, and the articulation and design looked absolutely phenomenal. And so when I tried to go find these, they were mostly sold out everywhere by the time I got around to looking, and including the third one. And I apologize, I don't remember her name, but she's got this red outfit and looks absolutely stunning. And of course, she sold out and impossible to find, but you could still find these stragglers hanging around. So I'm going to take a quick look-see. So, so anyway, this card just gives you kind of a brief history on or whatever story for the Combatants Fight for Glory. You get kind of an interesting side art. And this is her file card, so to speak. You could troop build these, obviously. I mean, even though they've got a character name, but you could, with these helmets that they have, you can make an entire squad. But yeah, you know what? Let's get them open, because you know what? I really want to get them open. I do. I really do. All right, Aruno. And slicey wicey. Hoi! And hoi! Let's get them out. Skadoosh. Oh, my lordy. Look at that. Boom. So I guess we're going to do these like one at a time, because there's just so much stuff. Put you off to the side for a moment. Uh-oh, lost a mic. Gravity works. Helmet. Lots of hands and feet. Oh my God, they're hard to get out. Good gracious. Come on out, man. Good Lord. I guess maybe lifting them out from the port. Good God. Well, all right, well, the feet come out easily. The hands, oh Lord, not so much. They're in there good. You know what? I'll kill you. That's right. You don't mess with me, man. Oh my God. Yeah, this isn't your G.I. Joe classified blister. This thing doesn't want to come out. Oh, wow. That is some serious plastic mold, man. Good Lordy. Yeah, gravity works. Whew. There she is. Now, not stiff at all, by the way. No stiffness here. All right. Goodness. Just stand up. All right. Then you get a bag full of weapons. Sharp little knives. Blades. Lots of blades. Good Lord. You get what you pay for. They are a bit on the pricey side, I don't deny. Kind of sort of see why. All right. Let's, I'm going to do the loadout here. All right, man. Woo, Lord, this is a lot of stuff. So she gets a really nice helmet. This thing's got some detail. Serious levels of detail on this, man. Just, they really did a number on this sculpt. That is for darn sure. I know it's not coming through the very best, is it? I don't know if I'm just too close or it's just being a pain in the butt. Sorry. It's also got a wolf. Let's see if I can get this wolf. You know what? You know what this needs? This needs extra light. Yes. Yeah, it do. Need extra light or it's not going to focus. That's what I think the problem is. Yeah. Well, come on, son. Sorry, guys. This is the best I got in terms of lens. This is supposed to be a cinematic lens. And here I am fudging around. Yep, got a nice wolf motif. My finger's out the way. Then you get 2 of this style of hand blade. It's very reminiscent of gladiator style blade. It's very typical, but still pretty cool. And this is none of that warpage, no warpiness. It's pretty solid. And then you get these 2 bladed weapons. I am a blade guy, but I really have no idea what this style of blade would be called. I mean, her outfit it's very Romanesque, I don't know. It's almost just like a standard kind of just one-bladed weapon with a blood groove. You get 2 of them, and then you get the mother of all battle axes. Holy smokes, yo! That's just awesome sauce right there. The little chips and cracks, different shades of paint. Man, and it's got some heft to it. I mean, it's not super heavy, but it's also not super light either. Man. Then you get closed fists, 2 of them, 2 relaxed hands, 2 feet, 2 additional joints, and 2 bare arms, because this is all, her arms are molded plastic. So now let's have a look at the character. Okay, now we're going to see if we can do this. So, paint apps look fairly solid, very thick paint. But lots and lots of detail. Look at those greaves, man. Goodness. That is what I call some extra special attention to the details. Yeah, she got some badonkadonk going on. Look at that. Ooh. This is what, I mean, I know this is probably a pervy thing to point out, but of the different types of bare butt you could show, this is articulated very well. There's a lot of times they have gaps on either of the hips or gaps here. They chose not to put articulation in the back to leave it one smooth unit. But in so doing, they left the gluteus maximus more or less in place. I mean, she's chunky, but, you know, I guess if you're going to gladiate, you're going to need some chunkiness. And, yeah, this armor is loose. Head sculpt is really good. Now, I know this hair comes off. I've seen other people do it. I'm going to try it. All right, and come on, Lady Jane. Just kidding. Boom. Yep. So, the hair comes off so that you could fit the helmet on. And she's got a hole in her brain so you can suck out the brains through a straw. I don't know. That's a very mild reference to a horror movie called Bloodsucking Freaks. And if you've seen it, you know, you're one of the rare people. So like, and interestingly enough, there's no peg hole in the helmet. So I guess it's just going to go on. And there she is. I will cut you. I will stab you in the face. Yeah. Okay. So I know you could take her apart, but I'm a little weary of it based on how much I've paid. I'm not about to buy another set. So I'm really scared. I saw somebody attempt to take off her feet and just totally broke and snapped the joints there. And I'm a little more than hesitant to do that. I know that like even her underwear is supposed to be able to come off on this particular figure. So this underwear is not molded. It'll come off. And yes, there's some anatomy underneath this armor. And in the purposes of this video, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to strip her down because I'm just afraid of breaking it, to be honest. And, you know, if you've seen one naked badonkadonk, you've seen them all. So I'm going to load her out. Man, she is going to be a joy to pose. Those joints are smooth as butter, folks. I I've got a whole different types of stuff, even down to I've got a Fison, you know, a 1/6 scale Fison doll, which I use as a oh, what do you call it, a model, an anatomy reference character, because I'm also an illustrator, so I use that for reference. But she even doesn't move as smooth, and she's like a full metal skeleton. But I just want to go over, I guess, some articulation real quick. And it'll be the same articulation shared on the other figure when I get to that one. So, all right. And I apologize if this doesn't show up as awesome sauce as I want it. Because, you know, of course I want it to. So she can look about that far up. She can look fairly down. Some head tilt. Ooh. You could do a 360, but this pauldron's going to get in the way. You could T-pose with next to no trouble. She can go all the pretty far back, and then pretty far, well, actually not that much forward on an ab crunch. She can twist, but not at the hip, so only at this this particular ball joint. The legs can go 360 all the way around. She can do a splits. Oop, weird. All right, so it looks like I've got that joint jammed in there really good. Lovely. It's not a drop down. I'm scared. Scared I'm gonna break it. What did I do? I did something. Well, there you have it. So now she's permanently fudged. I don't know what I did. I think, I twisted the joint on the inside somehow. Yeah, that's at least fixable, right? Anyway, and she's got double jointed knees. It can only go to there. Foot, pivot, side to side rocker. But she's got pinless joints. Not a double jointed elbow. That's a little bit disappointing, and no butterfly, but she can, yeah, you can still get them back pretty far. But then, whoa, I don't know what I'm going to do about that leg joint. I'll figure something out. Just got to get it turned back around. There we go. Oh, I fixed it. Now I know there's supposedly powder and stuff. There could be paint app marks underneath this armor. I've seen other people do. But you know what? For now, I'm going to put her aside. I'm going to open up the other one. Alrighto. Let's open up Tadala. Give it a bit of the old slice. You've been gutted, girl. A nice background of stadium. Sure, why not? All right, let's see if... Oh, look at that. Notice, please do soft the parts. Please do soft the parts with hot water. Yeah, I like to soft my parts with hot water. Before assembly or disassembly to avoid being damaged. Oh boy. So there you go. I should have boiled them in oil. It's a very gladiatorial thing to do. Well, you know, these coming out a little easier. Come on, feet. Oh, those would literally pop out. Helmet. Let's see if you come out. Oh, man. Woo. And there goes the pauldron. Good job. What is up with that? Oh, it plugs in. I see. I see. Man, you got to be careful with these, man. They'll poke you good. He says in such a suggestive way. Righto. All right, let's take a look at the accessories. All right, well, in terms of accessories, Tadala is a little on the light side, in a way. In a way. So if we're doing it in terms of number of plastic bits, I kind of sort of get it, but... so anyway, she comes with a helmet with a kind of a weird face. A metal face on it. Let's see if I can get a better... Yeah, it's very interesting. Some metal face. It's kind of cool. Very well sculpted. She comes with a sword. Kind of an interesting sort of weapon. I mean, I'm trying to remember where I've seen this style of blade from a cultural perspective. I mean, I know somebody will tell me in the comments, or somebody won't. Who knows? But I can't remember what style of blade that is. But I know I've seen it. I've seen it before, I promise. You get a bow and arrow, or a bow, rather. You do get the arrows. Just really well sculpted with real string. And it does pull back. Now, you get a quiver. Well, you might quiver when you open her, but no. It comes with a quiver. And every one of these arrows is separate. No, they did not make it like a mass quantitative thing. So you can actually, well, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to notch me an arrow. Notching me an arrow. I'll try to do it on film. Yeah, there you go. So if I was to shoot this arrow, I failed. Trying again. Trying again. Notching an arrow. Whoa. Yeah, it shoots. Shoots pretty powerfully. Well, let's load her out. Oh, wait, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. All right, here she is. Not quite well loaded out. I had some difficulty with the quiver because it looks like where you're supposed to plug this in is right here on her butt. She gets plugged in the butt. Hell yeah. No, not like that, you pervs. I mean, there's a hole. So you put it in, and it will just almost immediately pop out. Like it doesn't fit there. And as you can see, the paint's also rubbing off. So that's kind of a strange, weird error to have, but that's a little bit disappointing. So that's why it's like, oh, I've only got my sword. Yeah. And she has a hole here. But you want to bet that probably fits better. Well, no, not really. Oh, God. So, anyway. One thing I can't fault him for is the presentation and look is absolutely incredible. Same sort of articulation, double jointed knees. Here's that 360. There's no butterfly, but you can still get reasonably good motion. So you can get some, like I said, it moves really smooth. But I do wish it had double jointed elbows like, a real human. But yeah, not bad. Oh yeah, and her hair comes off same as the other one, so you could put the helmet on. So not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. So now I guess we can do some comparisons. Why not? All right, so for my first comparison, we're going to go with Joe. And here I've got Zorana and Serpentor. Now, this is a good gauge of whether or not these are going to work well together. I mean, they are Amazons in comparison to Zorana here. Not only just in height, but in build. I mean, these are 6-inch, so they are 1/12 scale. They're supposed to be fitting in the same world, but you could tell, maybe not, but you could tell maybe that the hands are a little bit bigger. But you know what? Serpentor is still a big guy, and so, if I was going to pit anybody against anybody, they could probably hold their own against Serpentor. It's pretty interesting. One of the things that I saw that as I was putting them up, I was immediately reminded of Soul Calibur. I don't know why, but it totally reminds me of Soul Calibur. You know what? In fact, that's a really interesting storyline. It's like Cobra's going to throw Joes into the Coliseum and fight for their lives. Make some good photography fodder. All right, and for this next comparison, some other strong women warrior types that I had crushes on when I was a kid. So here we have Tyrius Fig. I'm not pronouncing that correct. From Golden Axe. She is not 1/12 scale. She's a little bit bigger. I think she's what, 1/7? But even then, she's not that out of the range of these characters. She, you know, basically, if you're like, well, you're going to pit an Amazonian woman against a buff character, these two could square off, in my opinion. And with my brain just escaped me because I just ate lunch. So I know Heavy Metal and Tyrna from Heavy Metal. I don't remember if she's 1/6. I mean, 1/12. I think she is. And she does match up a little bit. And yes, I have to use a stand because, unfortunately, whoever designed this didn't do as good a job. And she does not stand up well on her own. I have massive levels of difficulty with it. I mean, I love the fact that I actually have a figure of her. I just don't like this figure of her. And that's one of the reasons I didn't review it. Now, this is an interesting matchup. Misa like this. So this is the dragon character that comes with Tyrius from Golden Axe. And man, oh man, it does match up. I could totally picture these folks fighting this thing off, or better yet, riding it. What do you think? Do you think she can ride it? It would make for some really interesting photography as well. I like it a lot. So anyway, I don't have many other lines to compare it to, because I'm not about to put up Valaverse. I mean, to be fair, Valaverse doesn't really, I mean, military. Hold on one second. Let's just do it. Let's just try it. All right, so here we go. Valaverse characters are on the taller side, so believe it or not, they do match up in height. So I guess, if you want to pit the two of them together, it's plausible, but I don't think so. I know they're coming out with females, and I know those females have armor, but I don't know if any of the armor packs would fit these characters, even though all this armor can come off. So you could put whatever armor you want on them, as long as I guess it fits. But it does set up for some interesting kit bashing, in my opinion. And here we also have a Fortnite character who, looks gladiatorial. He looks chunky enough to go up against them if you want some kind of weird... what was that Thor movie? There was a Thor movie where they pit Thor up. So I guess if you had Thor and you had an arena set, you could pit Thor up against these gals. I think that would be pretty interesting. But I don't have a Thor, so I guess I can't do it. Sorry. Oh no, look at me. I'm a liar. That's right. I did it. I took the plunge and took off all the armor and clothing. You can see there's some paint rub offage due to the armor and a lot of different areas. But yeah, this one completely nudified. That is correct. This video is not for children. Yes, well, So yes, all the armor completely, totally removable. Utterly removable. There you have it. Just in pieces. Now, I didn't put the feet on because with the feet, you actually have to take the peg out, and it was a pain just to get the foot out. Now, you do have to warm them up. So I put them in supremely hot water, like the hottest hot water I could make, and put them in a bowl and let them sit for about a minute, and then everything just could be plucked off like it was nobody's business. So there you have it. Well, this will about wrap up my review of these combatants for Fight for Glory. Fight for Glory. Yeah, I had to do it since it is, in fact, a chariot, air chariot or not, with a little nice snake. Hey, you know what? They fit. They even fit the pegs. So, yes, you can have these combatants take on Serpentor's air chariot. And yes, you better believe it. I am totally going to make a photograph of that. Anyway, so let's on to the photos.